Hey everybody, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I thought we'd have a little bit of fun. There are some alleged character descriptions for some of the characters in Scream 6 that have leaked out. And whether or not these are true, I thought they were very interesting to at least discuss them, explore them, and let's just see where these potential characters may be heading. They're informative, and especially one particular character is one that's been talked about quite a bit, and I think it's going to be fun just to dive in and let's just see for fun what they have to say on these alleged leaks. Let's go. So the Twitter account Clips Comprehend has come out yet again with more alleged leaks for Scream 6. Now, in this particular case, they're discussing some characters that will be announced, they claim, very soon by Spyglass. So I do not consider these spoilers because this is not revealing any specific plot points, any the killers, any type of situation where it's revealing the storyline. All right. And I do want to emphasize, take these with a grain of salt. This is not from the studio. So just keep that in mind. These could be inaccurate. But based on some of the things the user has predicted before with Scream 5 and other things, I thought, you know what? There's at least a possibility, a decent possibility that these are correct. And so I decided to go ahead and share these with you more for fun than anything else. However, if you do not want to know anything about these characters, then, certainly don't proceed. All right, proceed with caution, because you guys know I always tell you I do not do spoilers on this channel. And again, I personally don't feel these are spoilers. They're just describing a character. And we're going to get that probably anyway, officially, fairly soon. So if these are right, then they're just basically like an advanced copy. If they're wrong, then they're wrong, and we'll see what the real thing is when it comes out. So take it with a grain of salt. All right, having said that, guys, let's dive in. So the first character I want to talk about that they have posted is one that we're all very interested in, and it's Dermot Mulroney's character, who we know at this point already is a police officer. He's a detective with the New York City Police. And Dermot himself has come out in interviews multiple times and already revealed a ton of stuff. He's the one that came out and said, that his daughter was a victim. And, he already, remember we talked about that, and he had to watch Scream 4 and 5 for research. So he's said a lot already. Well, according to Clips Comprehend here's what they have to say. That Dermot Mulroney, easy for you to say, is Detective Walters, a detective in his borough's homicide unit, a recovering alcoholic who's been sober for years, doesn't enjoy the media response to the deaths or bringing up his daughter. Nice guy, but is lonely and has at times a chip on his shoulder. Gail and him clash. Now, the first thing I want to point out, guys, is this name, Detective Walters, if this is correct, actually reveals who his daughter is. The daughter of Dermot Mulroney's character, there's only one character in Scream 4 with the last name Walters, and it is Rebecca Walters, who, if you remember, was Sidney Prescott's publicist. She's the one that gets stabbed in the garage and thrown off the top of the garage onto the news van. And so now we know, if this is correct, we know that Dermot Mulroney's character is Detective Walters, and his daughter, who he's already said his daughter's a victim, is in fact Rebecca Walters from Scream 4. And what I find interesting here also is that it says how he's a recovering alcoholic who's been sober for years And I wonder if that's going to lead into him starting to drink again now, because the murders are happening in his city. Whereas, we had the murders for Scream 5. Who knows? That could have triggered something in him that we'll see in the movie. And now they're happening again, but in his city, in New York, where he is a homicide detective. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, guys, I thought that was pretty awesome, that if this is right, we know who he is now. His daughter is Rebecca. Now, it says that he doesn't enjoy the media response to the deaths or bringing up his daughter, which is kind of typical. It makes sense, being a cop, not only a cop, but just having a daughter who was killed by Ghostface. Nice guy, but he's lonely. And then Gail and him clash. So this kind of goes against what many of us were thinking, because we've been speculating that perhaps he's the character that will be Gail's love interest. That if if Gail is does have rather a love interest, this is the guy that best fits the bill based on who he is and his age, etc. But we also know now that Melissa Barrera revealed that Scream 6 takes place 1 year after Scream 5. So they're going with actual real time frame as we are. So it's only been a year. So who knows? But, let's keep in mind also, she was, divorced from Dewey for a couple of years anyway, while she was in New York. So who knows? But anyway, I think this kind of shuts down the idea that his character will be her love interest, because if this is right, again, Gail and him clash. So they could be going, oil and water type deal. Her being with the press, he's with the police. There's often a rub there, and even in real life. So I do not think they're together as a couple. All right, guys, let's move on. The next character that's described, his name is Carly. Very similar to Tatum as far as her attitude and fearlessness goes. Enjoys partying and pushes Tara to let loose a bit. And then we have a Detective Perillo, who's an old school New York style cop. Leans into that New York accent. This is not Dermont, by the way. All right, so these two characters here, we have a Tatum type, and then we have this, what I'm saying is like a stereotypical New York cop, right? That old school cop. I don't know. This one here, I just hope it's done well. The leaning into a New York accent, I don't know about that. Because you see sometimes you'll see these, on movie cops or TV cops, and they're really kind of hamming it up, and that, yo, don't do over here, and all this. That was a terrible accent, but you guys know what I'm talking about. That real heavy New York accent. I don't know. Look, I'm gonna wait and reserve judgment till I see it play out on screen. But I just hope they don't go too crazy with that, and that could turn into almost a caricature or character rather of what it should be. But we'll see. Detective Perillo. But Carly sounds interesting. We all love Tatum. Tatum was great, and there'll only be one Tatum. But as far as describing her character, her personality, attitude, enjoys partying, this could be someone that could be a really close friend of Tara's. What it sounds like could be going to college with her, and try to help Tara. Like I say, is loosen up a bit. Help her get out and maybe open up again to the world. After I can only imagine how she's been the last year since the events of Scream 5. And finally, we have the last character here described. His name is Ethan, and it says he's awkward, he's smart, and wants college to be the opposite of high school. And he lets loose under the influence, but doesn't deal with rejection all that well. So this sounds like, like it says, an awkward, smart, maybe a little bit on the nerdy side, as you would think in a movie. Wants college to be the opposite of high school. So obviously, high school experience was not very good. And so this person's wanting college to be just that, just the opposite, obviously. I mean, he wants it to be a fun, good place where he's not probably picked on, bullied maybe a little bit. I could see that playing out. And again, lets loose under the influence, but doesn't deal with rejection all that well. Well, That sounds to me like you've got the makings of a red herring. This is what, because you have someone who's doesn't deal with rejection. He's got a temper. Maybe he's got a little bit of a underlying anger issue that he conceals. And, you start seeing it come out in the movie. You start seeing this person, I don't know about this guy. Maybe this Ethan guy could be more to him than meets the eye. That's kind of what I project, seeing based on this description. So I think he's definitely going to be a red herring type. And I think this could be Jack Champion. I could see this being Jack Champion, the actor, playing that role because he's young. And I could see him, having that kind of, that smart, nerdy-ish kind of look. They could make him out to be in character. So anyway, it could be someone else, but I think it's Jack Champion. That's who I'm predicting that to be. And again, if all of these descriptions are correct, we'll see, guys. I thought it was fun to just go down this road. Let's just, explore what these claims are. Again, take it with a grain of salt. As I said earlier, these may or may not be accurate, or they may be partly accurate, or they may not be accurate at all. But I tend to think that there's some validity to these, and that's why I brought them to you today. And worst case scenario, it was just fun to explore it, the possibilities of what they could be. But we should be knowing something more, I would think, very soon. We're in October now, and I think that we'll probably get something this month for Halloween, capitalize on the Halloween season. I think we'll get some type of a cast announcement or descriptions. So stay tuned. Keep your eyes peeled. I certainly will. And once something drops, I'll be getting it to you guys just as quickly as I possibly can. All right, everyone. Now I want to know what you think about these character descriptions. If they turn out to be true, what do you think? Do you like them? Are you feeling them? Would you like them to be different? Are you disappointed? I want to know what you think about this. And Dermot Mulroney's character, knowing that is the father of Rebecca Walters, if it's correct, from Scream 4. How do you feel about it? I want to know your thoughts, your ideas, and any theories you may have about these characters for the film. Well, that's it for this update, guys, but I'll be back soon with more Scream and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.